Welcome to Contemporary Black Voices. My name is Caleb, and today's show we're going to be talking about immigration, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to ask the question: is immigration racist? And so, joining me today is my seatmate, the wonderful, brilliant, illustrious Dr. Sherry Michael Chadwell. We have my wonderful mentor, friend, professor, and author, Fred Williams. And please go and get his latest book,
Yay! Making my way to
Making My
Harlem.
Way to Harlem.
Yay!
Wonderful book. So make sure you pick up that book as fast as you can, immediately. And at the end, we have our Fred sparring partner, the wonderful, insightful, brilliant uh, Chris Dawkins, who a community activist and a serial entrepreneur, folks. And so, again, today's show we're going to be discussing the hot topic of immigration and how it affects the Black community, and is it racist? And so, and before we get started, I do want to acknowledge our producer, the man who makes everything happen, the brilliant Mr. Carl Booker, responsible for so many wonderful things in the community, not only this show, but a fantastic newspaper and year-round fantastic events. And we have the Black Book coming out soon, so make sure you pick that up as well. And so turning to Dr. Sharon Michael Chadwell, she's going to throw the first punches in today's show, and we're going to get this started. And so, Dr. Chadwell, let's go.
You have a specific question you want to ask me?
I want you to throw the punches and let us know your thoughts on immigration.
I am not for immigration because to me, the whole policy is racist. You know, we've had instances where uh, Haitians, Black Haitians, have come across the waters into Florida, and we will have all the Coast Guard help needed to escort them back to Haiti. But we've got immigrants coming down from Canada into the United States. We don't hear any problems with that. We've got immigrants coming in from Asian countries into uh, the East, the West Coast areas, and we're not hearing anything about them. But these immigrants who are coming up from South America, Central America, Mexico into Texas and New Mexico, yeah, we've got problems there. And my biggest issue is the lack of equity in support for we're seeing where a lot of these immigrants are making it into the United States and getting support services that a lot of our citizens are having problems getting. And uh, up in Chicago, nurses have complained, as well as in New York, that U.S. citizens who need medical help can't get the help that they need because the immigrants have stormed hospitals getting services. So I have a serious problem with the whole thing. And the big issue I have is the fact that they're sending these immigrants to blue cities. And these cities really are busting at the seams to where they really can't afford any more people in these cities. So we've got if we're going to be transporting these immigrants across the United States, my ideal is send them to Idaho, Iowa, North and South Dakota, and Wyoming.
What about isn't this the land of opportunity?
Yeah.
Oh,
If you
so
come
it's
into the
land of opportunity,
i-
except for now people trying to get here.
if you come into the country legally. These folks are coming every which way, and we're talking about people who are coming across the borders on land. We're not talking about the folks who are entering the countries in the tunnels as well.
You know, some of you should have to go uh, and spend some time in some of these countries and see what these people are up against. I mean, it's incredible.
We're
I
not.
mean, they're being attacked by gangs. They're afraid for their children. They don't have food. It's just terrible. Anyone, anyone will want to make a move to live a better life. And so, why is that better life just for us? I think that's a very selfish way to look at
Well,
this.
I don't think it's selfish at all because I know that I'm paying taxes and and I'm getting tired of my tax money, y'all's tax money, going toward people who are not even contributing to the pot. But you
they're
know,
they're trying to get here to contribute to the pot.
but
I-
you know, my thing is that I'm sorry, is that we've got immigration rules.
Here's the dilemma. The dilemma is this. Number one, American Constitution uh, openly accepts immigrants. That's how this country first started.
Openly accepts immigrants, but they kidnapped our folks.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of inconsistencies with all of this. And I do say that the immigration is somewhat racist in the way this country has dealt with it. But as it relates to what the Constitution says and how you deal with it, I think that's entirely different. Okay, we're trying to still get to that a better America or a better institution. But hold on. The thing that Democrats especially do not want to address is two things. One is they don't want to address immigration, and two, they do not want to address the deficit, okay? Which are two things that I think have to be addressed at some point, but they've been avoiding it for the longest.
Wait.
Now, what?
They don't want to address the deficit?
No.
Democrats?
Yeah.
You talking about the
The only
Democrats or all the
president that's
Republicans?
balanced the budget has been a Democrat, Clinton. Then Bush comes in, and then we go into a deficit again. The big problem, I mean, this is a different subject.
Yeah, we ain't
but-
gonna talk about that.
But Trump's big tax cut to the rich has increased the deficit big time.
I'm gonna get a muzzle
So we
for
go.
this guy.
Yeah, we're gonna reel the conversation back in.
Well, he brought it
I'm gonna throw a stick of dynamite in here. So, one of the statistics that I saw lately was that the rise in the numbers of educated Latinos in this country. The other stick of dynamite I'm gonna throw in here was another article that I recently read about the Latinos have reached $3.2 trillion worth of spending power, which is the clip of black spending power in this country. So with the rise in Latino the demographics, partly due to immigration, where they now number more than 80 million in this country, and where their spending power is now 3.2 trillion, and the rise in the educational part of their demographic. How much does this affect us or black folks in this country?
It doesn't.
You don't think it does? So as far
Oh, I
as
think
far
it
as
does.
as
No,
far
it
as let me ask you this: as far as politicians catering less toward African Americans and more towards Latinos.
Now you put it a different. Okay, you're,
Well,
you're
does
changing your
it affect
question.
us? Because now they have a
okay.
larger demographic to
But that's a
cater
different
to.
question.
Now, people who want to sell products, they have a different demographic they want to market to, and so they shift their business to Latino advertising agencies. So, does it affect Black economics? Does it
sure.
affect us politically? And so that's the dynamite I'm going to throw out there.
It affects us in that our access to information. We talked about yesterday during our planning meeting that there is a service here in San Antonio that you can register for. And the reason why I'm not going to advertise the name because
You don't like them?
no, because I registered for it. Okay, the city of San Antonio has a service called Casa Verde, okay? If you register that for that service and you fall with your monthly income has to be within a certain area, then you have access to weathering.
Weatherization.
Yeah, weatherization. Yeah, services for free. Okay. Now we were talking about why are we the last to get this information? Well, oftentimes people who don't look like us are hired in positions where they have access to the information. So going back to this immigration issue, if you have a lot of folks from Mexico, Venezuela, Argentina coming into getting hired because they're getting work permits as well, and they're getting access to that information, and they're not hiring Black folks who get access to the same information, then their quality of life improves at a quicker rate. And somehow we find out after the fact, and then we're trying to play catch up to get those same services. So I'm just looking at the fact that they're getting access to work permits, they're getting access to services that we can get, if we had access to, that we can also take advantage of. And I'm just thinking that overall, that this whole immigration thing, the Democrats talk about it and the Republicans talk about it. They don't want to fix this. And I'm going to even roll it back some more. This whole thing started with the powers to be not wanting to pay people their fair share of salaries. They wanted cheap labor.
That's what
So-
capitalism is all about, ain't it?
So for a long time, we've had an immigration situation, but now it has gotten totally out of control.
Okay. And so I want Chris, I want you to jump in and we're going to talk about its effect economically. And first, I want Professor Williams to talk about it. You said it doesn't affect us politically. Go.
No.
Or it does.
When you said it, the first way you said, does it affect us? Okay, that was a generalized way of looking at it. Now, when you said, does it affect us politically? Yeah, but they are now in the game. But every group is in the game. The Jews are in the game. Italians are in the game. The Irish are in the game. We're in the game. So why shouldn't they be in the game? It's a competitive game. And how you play it is what you get from it. I don't know the answer to that question, but I'm not going to deny them the right to be in the game. I'm not going to deny them the right to get a good education. I'm not going to deny them the right to try to compete with us with jobs. We have to be good. We have to be better than them. But it makes no sense to say, well, I don't want them in here because they're gonna compete. They're gonna take our jobs. Well, who does that sound like? Sound like white people about us. They didn't want us in there because they're afraid we'd take their jobs. Now we're doing the same thing. You know, so politically, yeah, it affects us. Because they are in the game. In fact, it might be a blessing to us that now they're the majority minority. Because now white folks can pick on them.
All right.
They're the majority minority. They
Some of
pick
them
on
consider
them.
themselves white.
Yeah, they do.
Economically, Chris, does their rise economically and their numbers and how does that have an effect on us? Is it to
I
our
think it
detriment?
definitely, again, getting back to capitalization, anytime you have a group, any group in America that rises and has spending power, that's what we're looking for. We as Americans, not we as blacks.
Right.
But that's what we're looking for. So the problem is, if I can digress a little bit, the problem is the mere numbers and the volume of numbers that are coming in. Okay. Yes, there was a problem before with immigration because when it was black. There was no problem with integration when you bring in these people from Ukraine or you bring in some of these people from Afghanistan. And I've met them in my neighborhood. I've met these folks. But when you begin to have the number and being able to deal with the number, the sheer number of it, and dealing with them being Latino, that's where the problem somewhat comes in.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, stay tuned for part 2. And I'm going to throw another stick of dynamite out here. We're going to continue to cover this. And again, just stick around. We'll be right back.